Hi, Cathy, and welcome.
Hello.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to share a screen now with a pre-brief form that we're going to go through just to give you some information on what will happen throughout your assessment. And yeah, if there's any questions, by all means, point it out and we'll address those questions as best we can.
Okay.
So I'll share screen now. I've just got to find the correct document. Okay, now I've got this. Now, is that shared in a good view for you? Or?
Yes, I can see it all there.
Terrific. All right, so the competency standards that we will be assessing is the TAE DEL 301, provide work skill instruction.
Yes.
The RPL assessment procedure. So the professional conversation will be had and a portfolio of evidence will be required. The professional conversation, all questions need to be answered correctly. Questions will be relevant to the coaching you have been provided in the workplace. The assessor will ask, or myself, will ask verbal questions via Zoom and record your answers. There will be 15 questions. Now, I'll require all these questions, obviously, to be answered verbally, and I will need them to be correct to give you a satisfactory result in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the workplace portfolio, you are required to submit evidence of coaching in the workplace. All evidence must be valid, suitable, and relevant to the criteria in this unit. Authentic must be your own work. So I must know that you're the one that actually carried out this work in your portfolio. It must be current, so it has to be completed within the last 2-3 years. And also I need you to just be mindful of people's privacy. So if people are involved in this, I just other persons are in your portfolio, they need to be aware of what's going on with this information. And obviously if they wish to have their privacy respected, we need to address that.
Yeah.
You must submit enough evidence to meet the unit criteria. If you do not only meet a small portion of that, we may need to complete gap assessments to cover those parts we're not quite covered yet. But we'll address that as we go along. All right, the requirements for competent result, all evidence presented and all responses to questions must be deemed satisfactory for an overall competent outcome. You fine with where we're at so far?
Yeah, it's really well set out.
Okay, so what will happen if a result is competent and what will happen if a result is not yet competent? A competent outcome will be recorded in your workplace systems and a statement of attainment will be received. A not yet competent outcome will mean training, enrolment or reassessment is offered to address the areas deemed not yet satisfactory. So any areas that you're not yet deemed competent in, we'll address that and get an action plan in place so that we can retrain you in those areas and get you to that competent result.
Mm-hmm.
The time frame, although there is no strict time frame for the RPL process, we're using a guide of 6 months to ensure evidence remains current to the standards. So 6 months is what we're aiming at as our max. So, but we're not confined to that. Initial professional conversation will occur after the enrolment application has been received. At this point, they will then receive a list of the portfolio documentation to submit to us. Once that has been reviewed, an additional professional conversation may be required to verify evidence and clarify information. We're all fine so far there, Cathy?
Yeah, really good.
Reasonable adjustments and or specific support needs. So basically here, I just need you to let me know, is there any reasonable adjustments I may need to put in place or try to help you with? Things such as, do you need help with your language literacy or numeracy support, or do you need anything there?
No, I don't think so. I think I'll be all right to take it without any of those adjustments.
Yep. All right. And the final one on that part, do you have any further questions in regards to anything we've discussed or any
No.
reasonable adjustments? No?
No.
Awesome. Okay, so what we'll go into now is the appeals process. So if you believe you have been treated unfairly or you do not agree with the outcome of the RPL, you can appeal to the training department or your immediate supervisor. Obviously, if you feel that you're getting nowhere there, you can discuss it with me further and we can try and address the areas that you need assistance with.
Okay.
Confidentiality, only those named as having authority to access to your records and access to training records will be entitled to see your records of the records of the outcome of this assessment. This includes yourself, myself, the assessor, your immediate supervisor, and the training department. Responsibility to submit authentic evidence. Now, I really need you to understand this. It is your responsibility to submit evidence that can be verified as being your own work. You must provide names and contact names for all third-party report contributors and ensure they are willing to discuss your evidence with me, your assessor. Is that,
That makes
understood?
sense.
Yep,
Yeah.
terrific. Okay, well, that basically wraps up that side of the pre-brief. We're going to start looking to roll into our assessment. Are you ready to be assessed?
Yes. Yep.
Terrific. May I get your permission to sign, see as we're via Zoom?
Sure. Yep.
And our date is the 27th of the 5th, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much, Cathy, and I'll stop share screen now. And that concludes us for the moment. We'll be in touch shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.